Let's jump into the confirmed spoilers and comments for One Piece chapter 1152. Ready? Then let's get started, right after the intro. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. And before we dive into today's content, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss anything. All right, let's get into the heart of this chapter. Today's video is all about sharing some of my thoughts on the spoilers we've already seen, and of course, bringing you new details that just dropped. Oda, we need to talk. Let's start with the cover story. So Yamato gives Kawamatsu a hat. And that's it? This cover story is honestly turning into a drag, huh, Oda? Nothing's really happening. Seriously. Blackbeard, just invade Wano already? Already! And go after Pluton. That's the big moment everyone's waiting for in this side story. Anyway, let's get into the meat of the actual chapter. Chapter details. Leaks and bombshells. We've got about 30% of the chapter leaked so far, and the major headline is, Gaben finally reveals how to defeat the Holy Knights. Turns out it's through Advanced Conqueror's Haki, or possibly even a new level of Supreme Haki, one so intense that even Luffy hasn't reached it yet. This changes a lot. Only a select few characters will realistically be able to take on the Holy Knights. And Luffy is gearing up for yet another power boost, putting even more distance between him and the rest of the crew. Shash Zoro's surprise power and Sanji's pain. Now here's a spicy bit. Gaben reveals that another member of the crew also has Conqueror's Haki. Sanji immediately steps up and says, I knew I had it in me, but Gaben hits him with the reality check. It's not you, Sanji. It's Zoro. Zoro is stunned. He genuinely didn't know. Meanwhile, Luffy just grins and says, yeah, Zoro, I always knew. I could feel that power leaking out of you all the time. Sanji tries to ask again if maybe he has it too, but before he gets a straight answer, Loki cuts him off. Oof. Sanji fans, this week's gonna sting. And with all this in mind, the theory that Elbaf will become a training arc just got a huge boost in credibility. Luffy's classic meme. Recruiting Loki? We then cut to Hajruden, who refuses to release Loki. That's when Luffy gets a wild idea. He invites Loki to join the Straw Hat Pirates. If Loki's a future crew member, Hajruden would have no choice but to release him. Everyone there thinks this idea is completely ridiculous. But let's be real. Every time Luffy personally invites someone, they usually end up joining. In Yamato's case, she invited herself. This time, Luffy's the one doing the asking. So, could Loki actually join? The big issue? There's no way Loki fits on the Sunny. How would that even work? Remember those panels back in chapter 1138, where Loki was shown next to Nika? Could that image be foreshadowing Loki joining the crew? The day Shanks and Gaben were there, Gaben then reveals that both he and Shanks were present on a pivotal day. The day King Harold died. There's a lot to unpack. While chilling in Elbaf, Shanks told Gaben he wanted to form a pirate crew with Buggy. Gaben responds, saying that's not possible, and he hints that Shanks is the chosen one, or boy of promise. Wait, what promise? Maybe the promise to guide the next Joy Boy. Or maybe Shanks was supposed to be Joy Boy, but then Luffy ate the Nika fruit, and by giving Luffy the straw hat, Shanks may have also passed the promise along. That single moment could hold massive meaning. The Mark of the Abyss, Shanks' secret. Another huge reveal, Shanks has the Mark of the Abyss on his arm, although it's smaller than the one we saw on Sommers. Many fans are seeing this as a possible retcon. Maybe Oda's way of explaining how someone as powerful as Shanks lost an arm to a Sea King. What if, after meeting the new Joy Boy, Shanks intentionally broke ties with Emu, and the loss of his arm was symbolic? A lot of wild theories could branch from this. The truth about Seebeck and the legendary fruit. Now back to that fateful day. Loki arrives to confront King Harold, furious that his father allied with the world government, the same people who killed his hero, Rox D. Zebek. But when Loki arrives, Harold is already bleeding out, having been stabbed by 2 soldiers. And we finally get confirmation. It was the world government who killed Zebek. Could the killer have been Saint Garling? During this scene, Shanks tells Gabun he felt a bond with King Harold and wanted to see him again. But then someone steals the legendary devil fruit of Elbaf. Who stole the fruit? The real suspect. Now things get crazy. Shanks was close to Harold. Maybe that's why he went after Loki, believing he was the killer. And as we all know, nothing makes Shanks more dangerous than seeing his friends get hurt. It's likely Shanks was tricked, made to believe that Loki had killed King Harold. As for the legendary devil fruit, I'm betting it was actually Luffy's Nika fruit, and the one who stole it? Probably who's who. We once thought Loki had eaten the fruit, but now we know that's not true, meaning the fruit stolen from Elbaf is the same one that eventually reached Luffy. Flashback begins 109 years ago. The chapter ends with a new flashback, set 109 years in the past, showing a young, feral Harold right after destroying a human kingdom. And let's be honest, whenever Oda starts a flashback at the end of a chapter, it means one thing. We're in for a long one. I always thought Oda would delay Luffy's encounter with Emu, and it's happening. We're about to dive deep into Harold's full backstory, and I'm expecting at least 4 chapters of flashback content. And honestly, this whole setup reminds me a lot of Kaido's backstory. Could it be that Harold is Kaido's father? That would be insane, but it's on the table now. Closing notes. No break next week. We're full steam ahead. Expect more spoilers today and tomorrow. The scan version should drop on Thursday. The official release will be out this coming Sunday. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next one, and thanks for watching. If you want this turned into a voiceover script,